just check, make sure everything's working. All right, audio's good. We're ready to go. What's going on, guys? I'm back after a few hours for the night for tonight. Getting back into the Pittsburgh Steelers rebuild. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done this rebuild, so I actually need to refresh myself with the roster, and I actually needed to look back last season as to what our record was, because our first season in the rebuild of the Pittsburgh Steelers was actually not that bad. We finished the season 9-8. We basically finished one win short of making the playoffs. As maybe one of the last seeds as a wild card team. I think, though, it was a scenario where the Ravens had the better record than us, so they made the playoffs instead of us. But let me tell you, this offseason, we made a team on the fringe of making the playoffs even better. We're still rocking with Kenny Pickett as our starting quarterback. Mitchell Trubisky is going to continue to back him up. And we did draft Tua Tagovailoa as a late-round pick out of Maryland to his brother. So we got him as a third-string quarterback. We still have Najee Harris as an 85 overall, and we still have Jalen Warren, 82 overall running back, as well as Marshawn Lloyd, who we drafted out of USC, one of our rookie selections. Derek Watt is still our fullback. Deontay Johnson is our current receiver. We still have George Pickens. Allen Robinson is back. Calvin Austin. Malik Neighbors out of LSU is another guy that we drafted, although in real life he went to the Giants. So we drafted him in the draft as well. We also still have Kalen Geiger, Dylan Stoner, Cade Warner, and Isaiah McCoy. Tight end Freiermuth is still here. Darrell Washington is backing him up. Left tackle Broderick Jones still the starter. Isaac Suanello still the starter at 80 overall. Offensive line is looking solid. It could be a little bit better. It needs a little bit of work. Our defensive line got an upgrade with getting Leonard Williams in the offseason. So that'll hopefully help out on the defensive line. And we got Benton and we got Gaines. So, and of course, with TJ Watt, all things are good on defense when we have a 98 overall left outside linebacker. Cole Holcomb is still a middle linebacker. We have Robertson, we have Robinson. Highsmith is still here. Herbert's going to back him up. We got Joey Porter, but we also signed Sean Murphy-Bunting to be the second corner, so our secondary is looking a little bit better. We did bring back Levi Wallace, so our cornerback room is looking pretty solid, and we also drafted Max Melton from Rutgers in the draft, so that was another one of our picks. Free safety, Fitzpatrick. Kitchens is another guy we drafted out of Miami to back him up just because I felt like it was worth it. He slipped a few rounds. He was supposed to be like a first-round pick, but he slipped to us in like the second or third round, so I selected him, took a chance on Kitchens. And DeMonte Kazi is still our strong safety along with Moffitt. So our free safety room, our safety room is looking pretty good. Our secondary is looking pretty solid, especially getting Sean Murphy-Bunting this offseason. Him and Leonard Williams are really only our two main free agency acquisitions in the first full offseason we have. And, of course, we still have Boswell as the kicker and Harvin as our punter. So the roster is still mostly the same, with a few new rookies sprinkled in and some new free agent acquisitions. But I'm not expecting too much from the rookies in their first season, although with Neighbors, I'm pretty high on him. So I'm looking forward to him developing as our other receiver in case, just one of these days, maybe we have to let somebody like Allen Robinson or Jackson or Johnson or even Pickens walk away. But our receiver room is looking pretty good. So Trubisky, if he can get a little bit better, he's got some weapons to work with. So this offense is solid. We got a decent defense that's been upgraded a little bit on the line and in the secondary. So this is a team that hopefully we'll make the playoffs in year 2. We were right on the fringe this year with the roster that we basically had. We pretty much brought back the same core of players that were on the team last year. So I'm hoping that just continues to translate and we're actually a team that makes the playoffs this season. But, we're in a pretty tough division. We got to deal with the Ravens. We got to deal with the Bengals. Both of them have superstar quarterbacks. And Deshaun Watson is not that far off. Although from what I've noticed in rebuilds that I've done, Watson regresses very quickly. So it may be maybe by next season or the year after that Watson regresses so much that the Cleveland Browns start to kind of become a non-factor in terms of competing for the division title. So it's really right now between the Bengals and the Ravens as the only teams that I'm at least worrying about during this rebuild. Kind of like with the Seahawks rebuild, we're in a pretty tough division with two teams that most of the time are going to be making the postseason, at least in the current era of football. And also, of course, Cameron Hayward retired after the first season, so getting Leonard Williams was essential as a replacement for him, who can bring hopefully that same amount of level of play that he had. So that's what I'm hoping for. But we did lose our second preseason game, so we're 1-1. Playing the Giants to wrap up the exhibition season. We'll see what happens here. They got a 97 overall Dexter Lawrence. He's their top player. And we go 2-1 in the preseason. We don't have to do a whole lot of cut days. And another thing is that we're not really in any kind of salary cap hell like we were in the second year in Seattle. So we have some flexibility to do some stuff. You know, we're not just going to be so stricken by the cap that we just can't do anything. So I feel a little bit better about that. Warner, we're just going to flat out cut him because, yeah. And the same thing with McCoy because we have a lot of extra receivers. But I think everybody else I'm going to try to keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7 receivers. Geiger, I know you went to Tech, but we're just going to have to get rid of you, man. We don't have room for you. And we got to cut 2 more guys. 2 more guys. You know, Hayward, I'm going to risk putting him on practice squad. Maybe somebody will pick him up. Let's see. I don't think we're really deep on the offensive line. Well, it's center we are. Well, that'll do a penalty, so I don't want to cut him. About the defensive line. Well, no, we got not a whole lot of depth here. I'm going to risk putting Tavi on practice squad. All right, those are the cuts that we made, and we're going to go into the regular season. Got 2 NFC East teams on deck to start out 2024. We got the Commanders and the Eagles, so that's what we're going to get started with. I'm just hoping that this rebuild is going to actually be completed because after all of the effort that I put in for 8 seasons in Seattle, for us to not even get to the playoffs after just 1 season in 2024, that was just very disheartening. I was, you know, pretty upset about that, you know, just with that. All right, so let's do this 2025 draft class. This should be everybody. Yeah, Lar, Alexander. Yeah, this is accurate. I'm really trying to be diligent about that for this rebuild because I messed up a few times and I just allowed randomly generated players to be draft picks. So I'm trying to keep this one accurate, you know, take my time with selecting the draft classes and everything like that, just to have as updated a rebuild as I can for what the rest of the NFL is set to come by. All right, 80 overall, 80 offense, 85 defense, 82 overall as a team. Hopefully by the middle of the season, we're still fighting for a playoff spot. But I will say this, if we don't make the playoffs this season, I'm not going to get too upset about it because, you know, there could be regression from certain players. Maybe Trubisky doesn't have as good of a year as he had last year. And maybe once again, kind of like in Seattle, we have to do a little bit of a quarterback carousel. I don't want to go through that again because we couldn't pick a consistent quarterback. You know, like I said at the end of the last live stream, we went from Geno Smith, we tried Drew Lock during the first season. Eventually we went back to Geno Smith because we didn't want to keep Lock. We didn't have the funds to keep anybody. And that just didn't do very well. We drafted Drake May in the first round, but Geno Smith was better than him, and he remained that way. He led us to the playoffs, so I stayed loyal to him. And then we proceeded to make a trade for Jared Goff, who I thought was a better quarterback than those guys. Cost us a first-round pick and and one of our top corners to do it. I think that trade set back the franchise, and we were really scrambling to just fill positions with decent players again. That was a bit of a struggle. And then finally we ended up with another rookie by the end named Justin Sayin, who did okay, but the rest of the team around him just couldn't get it done, mainly on defense. Defense with the Seahawks in the rebuild was just something that I never could get right. And that was despite the fact that we had Jamal Adams for the entirety of the rebuild and some decent players. Well, I'm already feeling better about this one. We're starting out the season 4-3, so we're in better shape. The good thing about Trubisky is that there's plenty of talent at receiver, at tight end, and running back in Najee Harris. Harris is not in the 90s, but he's still a solid back, and I like that. And we have a defensive-minded head coach in Mike Tomlin, so that makes me feel a little bit better that knowing our defense is probably going to be at least somewhat consistent. That's what I'm hoping for. Well, let's see about negotiations here. We still have $101 million to spend, so we're not spending a whole lot, and albeit Najee Harris's deal is up. Well, I'm not going to let him just get away for nothing. So I'm actually going a little bit high with the player-friendly deal, and he wants a very player-friendly deal. Okay, so that's going to eat up a lot of the money that we need to get. In Freiermuth, I'm not just about to let an 84 overall tight end hit the market. But fortunately, he took the neutral deal, so that was good. That was painless. Deontay Johnson, wow. Okay, now listen. I know that Johnson is our top receiver, but we also have Pickens and we drafted Neighbors, so this is a major risk, but I'm going to risk letting him walk. And maybe for now, maybe we'll franchise tag him later, but that's what I'm going with. If we can get Harris to come back, then we don't need to worry about Warren. We'll let him walk. Starting right guard, Daniels, I think, yeah. Let's go with a player-friendly deal because need to do more to convince him. So these guys are going to be asking for a lot of money. All right, then. And because of that, and because we're going to let Johnson walk, Allen Robinson, I think, is critical that we keep him back. Okay, and it took just a 2-year deal to get his services back for next year. So I think I'm okay with letting Johnson walk now. Levi, I think because we got Sean Murphy-Bunting, we're going to let him go. Roberts is a backup. Gaines, I think, is a backup, I believe. And Sullivan is our 4th corner. So I think I'm okay with letting him go away as well. Maybe I'll just sign him for depth to keep him here. And this guy, Okrofor, is our starting right tackle, but I feel like I can upgrade that position in the offseason. The same thing with strong safety. Maybe get somebody better than Kazi, and maybe somebody who's more of a scheme fit guy will help out, but we'll see about that. Also, with doing that, it'll help save money. Now, because I'm going to let him walk, I'm going to go ahead and bring back Tyree Phillips when we can negotiate with him, just so we have at least a right tackle here as a backup. Harvin, our punter, I'm going to let walk. Same thing with Watt, our fullback. Mason Cole is our starting center, so I feel like we can do better than him. So you know what? I'm going to risk letting him walk. Herbig is our backup. Same thing with Galliard. So yeah. All right. Well, next week we'll get back to negotiating and get Najee Harris inked in, because I'm not just about to let Najee Harris walk away, one of our most important offensive weapons. He's not just walking away for nothing. I'd be stupid to let that happen. All right, so let's answer our immediate question. Allen Robinson, it's going to seem one way or another. All right, well, Allen Robinson is going to be back for the next couple of seasons to help out with our receiving core while we still have Pickens. And we did draft Malik Neighbors, so maybe next year I'm willing to let Deontay Johnson walk and let Neighbors kind of help pick up the slack a little bit. Hopefully he develops okay, because in real life, the Giants took him in like the top 7 picks. So obviously, Neighbors is expected a lot in real life for the NFL this next season. But for us, we're hoping he can be a decent receiver this year to help out in certain ways. And speaking of the Giants, we play them this week. They're 4-2. We're 4-3, so we're playing another winning NFC East team. I guess we play the NFC East, most of the NFC East teams this year, because this is the 3rd one we've played. Maybe we played Dallas early in the season, but I don't know. But we beat the Giants, so that's good. We're 5-3, and we are 2nd place in the division. We're tied with the Bengals for the best record. Yeah, because as you can see, George Pickens is up to an 84 overall, the same rating as Johnson, and just due to the cap, we're just not. I just don't think we're going to have enough money to keep all of those guys. So, you know, we got to pick and choose who we want to keep. But I'm glad I gave Robinson a contract to make sure that he stayed for next season as well. So for Najee Harris, we're going to go with a very player-friendly deal. This is a 5-year contract, exactly the offer he was hoping for. That's a lot of money that we had to throw at him, but still, we still have $74 million to work with. Not as much as I wanted, but it is what it is. And Jane Daniels wants a very player-friendly deal. So he wants a very player-friendly deal. So a player-friendly deal is not even going to be enough. Kind of makes me wonder if he's worth keeping, but I still think he is. Just because I don't know if we're getting another 78 overall right guard in free agency. Sullivan, if he can come back for just 1 year, that would be great. Excited. Okay, so it took 1 year deal for Sullivan to get his services for another year. Because of that, I'm going to let Levi walk. And Okafor, I just feel like we can improve at that position. But because of that, well, we can't negotiate until week 13 with Phillips. So we still got a few weeks to go before we can negotiate with some more of those guys that I want to keep. But we got Najee Harris with a 5-year deal. So he'll be here for the rest of the rebuild unless we trade him, which I'm more than likely not thinking about doing at all. Media questions probably about our record. At the midway point, your team's in a good spot. How far do you think this team can go? And I know we can get there. Playoffs. It's got to be playoffs. We're 5-3 right now. We're off to a good start. We're second in the division. The Browns are 3-4. The Ravens are actually 2-5, and we play them this week. But they still have Lamar Jackson, so they're still dangerous. But this is a division game that I feel like we can't really afford to lose, despite the fact that the Ravens have Lamar Jackson. I mean, they're 2-5. We need to start building up good wins, and we do. We get a 2-touchdown victory over them. We got the Cleveland Browns this week, who dropped to 3-5 after losing this past week. So it's really looking like the division race is between us and Cincinnati, which I kind of expected in a way. As long as Joe Burrow is still there, he's going to be a threat for the entirety of this rebuild. Bengals are 6-3 just like us, so we're in a pretty good position to be either a wild card team or win the division as of right now. So that makes me feel better about this franchise already. So Daniels, he really wants a big contract. By our standards, 3 years. So, oh my God. It's okay. Well, Daniels, if you're going to be this stingy, maybe we'll franchise tag him. Maybe he may be the one to get the franchise tag. Can we negotiate with Phillips yet? No, we can't. It's got to be week 13 that we do anything with him. Okay. So other than Phillips, I think everybody else we're going to let walk. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. Now, we beat a losing, Ravens team last week, but we also still have to worry about our division opponents because the Browns are still dangerous. Myles Garrett's still there. Deshaun Watson hasn't regressed yet in year 2, I have to imagine. Nick Chubb is probably still there. So this is we can't afford to lose this one. And we lose by a point. So we suffered an upset loss. And the Bengals are now firmly in first place because they won their game. And it looks like that T.J. Watt won AFC Defensive Player of the Week with a 6-tackle, 4-sack performance. So that's pretty good for him. As long as we have an elite defender like that, it makes me feel more confident that players are going to want to play for this defense and that this team will be in position defensively to compete, to help us out. Because in Seattle, it seemed like that even though we had guys like Jamal Adams, it really didn't matter. Because, still. And even then, so Jamal Adams wasn't like making the Pro Bowl every single season, and he must not have been putting up super gaudy numbers in order for that to be the case. So yeah. So Daniels is not interested. So it's like 3 opportunities and we're out. So Daniels, we'll probably franchise tag him just because I really don't want to risk losing him to free agency. I don't normally use the franchise tag because that's a lot of extra money on the cap just to keep a guy here for 1 season and then try to negotiate a contract with him later. But I think that's what we're going to have to do with Daniels. And I don't want to let a 79 overall right guard walk in free agency because I want to keep some of this offensive line intact because for Mitchell Trubisky, I don't want Pickett, excuse me. I don't want his confidence to be shattered just because our offensive line loses some key pieces. Because right now, my plan is to keep him as our starting quarterback. Unless he has a career-ending injury or something like that. I'm just hoping that didn't jinx him. Although career-ending injuries existed in old Maddens, even if a player was 2 years in the league, I kind of wish they brought that back because, you never know. On one hit, it may be over. Anyway. Well, this is probably our toughest game of the season. We're playing a 6-3 Chiefs team. They've lost 3 games. We've lost 4. But this is a big home game for us, playing a team that we're probably going to see in the playoffs if we make it there. And we only we lost by 11. I thought it was by 1. So we lost to the Chiefs going to our bye week. Fortunately, the Browns are staying around 500, but they're only 1 game back. So they're actually kind of creeping a little bit. So I'm getting a little nervous now. The Browns are starting to creep into second place a little bit. So this next game coming up against the Cowboys after our bye week is going to be pretty big. And we also play the Browns and the Bengals in back-to-back weeks. So this stretch that we're about to have could make or break the season. But we'll see. Because the Cowboys, I have to imagine, are a juggernaut still. The Browns are creeping on the division race for second place, and the Bengals are leading the division. So this is big. Dallas is 3-8. Wow, they must have injuries or something. But if they still have Micah Parsons healthy, then they're probably still a formidable opponent. So, yeah. But still, I'm surprised that Dallas is having a losing record right now. They won't make the playoffs in year 2. I'm surprised about that. Unless they had a bunch of players leave this season, unless they decided just not to re-sign Tony Pollard and just let, like in real life, let everybody walk from the Cowboys like they did this season. Maybe that's why they're not as good as they were the previous year. Let's take a look at the playoff picture just out of curiosity. This is the first time we can look at it. And we are not in the playoff picture. So the way things are shaping out, there may be only room for one team from the AFC North. Wow. Okay, so that changes the mindset up a little bit. After this Cowboy game, the next few games we have are going to be crucial. We can't lose this game. Dallas is still very good, though. They're better than us offensively. But we can't afford to lose this game. We got to beat them. We're playing at home, too. And we win. It was a close win, but we win. Okay, so let's take a look at the playoff picture now, because we got to go to Cleveland on the road, and we're still not in the playoff hunt. The Bengals are the #1 seed in the AFC right now, so that makes me feel a little bit nervous about our playoff chances. And that's the team that we're going to play next week after Cleveland. So it looks like the Browns have lost back-to-back games, so they pretty much might have sealed their faith in terms of being a playoff, in terms of being a team competing for a playoff spot. Okay, then. It still matters. This game is still very important, so divisional games matter so much more towards the end of the season. We can't slip up right now. We got to get these wins and really not slip up. We can't do that right now. And that's what we're starting to do. We lost by 6 to the losing Browns team. We're still over 500. We play the division-leading Bengals this week. We get an upset win this week, possibly could launch ourselves back into the playoff hunt. One interesting caveat is that we play the Broncos in Week 18. I'm seeing it up there. But they're actually not in the playoff picture anymore. Okay, I was about to say, because in the last 2 times I looked at the playoff picture, they've been in it. But now they're not. And the Bengals actually are second in the AFC. So I guess they lost. They must have lost a game. So they're worse. But we got to go all the way up to Cincinnati to try to win that game. This is going to be very tough. This is the toughest game on our schedule. And this is also the last division game that we have left. So if we want to make the playoffs, we probably got to depend on other teams to win for us. And we get an upset win. We win by 2 against the Bengals. That is huge. That is so big for us. Definitely what we needed to have happen. Big time. That's just what the doctor ordered. Getting big wins at the end of the year like that is so crucial. You guys don't even know. All right, so let's take a look at the playoff picture now and see if we're in the hunt. There we are. We are in there as the 7th seed. First time we've been in the playoff picture all season long. So that's where we are. Alrighty then. So we got 3 games left. We're playing some tough teams. Let's check out weekly award winners first. I guess we had an award winner this week. Roberts, our middle linebacker, 13 tackles and 1 interception. Let me actually check. Is Roberts is Roberts actually our starting middle linebacker? If he is, I may want to look to bring him back because I know he's a player whose contract is up. I thought we had a different middle linebacker. It's Holcomb. Okay, all right. Well, Holcomb is our starter. So, look, Roberts, I know you had a great game, probably filling in for an injured Holcomb, but I don't think we don't have the money to keep him. So it is what it is. Alrighty then. But we got a tough game this week against the Chargers. We just fought into the playoff picture. But if we lose this game, we may lose our grip on the 7th seed. We're 8-6 right now. But I'm pretty sure we got tough opponents the rest of the way, even though they're not in the division. Okay, well, we get a 1-point narrow victory against the Chargers. Did that keep us in the playoff picture? I hope it did. It did. Okay, we're still in as the 7th seed. The Bengals have actually slipped to the 3 seed. The Chargers are the number 1 seed. Okay, and that's a team that we just beat. So we're beating playoff teams at the end of the season, or bound teams. So that's pretty good to see from this team. And Kenny Pickett is up to a 76. He's not getting up in the 80s. He may have hit the ceiling, but anyway. So let's take a look at the stats. I want to see how Trubisky's doing in year 2. I want to see what his stats are looking like and what we're looking like. Okay, so he's 3,600 yards, 31 TDs. Wow, that's a good stat line. He's thrown 13 interceptions, so I'd like that to be, maybe around 10 at this time of the season. Running-wise, we have Najee Harris over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns for the season. Warren's chipped in with 8. But unfortunately, he'll be departing this offseason because we're bringing back Harris, but we're not going to bring back Warren as our backup running back. But we could probably draft somebody. But we also drafted, Lloyd, and he's carried the ball only 3 times the whole season for 13 yards. So Lloyd, I think, will take the spot as the backup running back behind Warren as the change of pace guy. Johnson has been our leading receiver. He probably will crack the 1,000-yard barrier, but our touchdown leaders are Pickens and Allen Robinson. So I think their value, not by much, but it's going up a little bit. And both of these guys are, Pickens is closer to 900 and, 800 for Robinson. So our receiving core is actually doing pretty solid. And Freiermuth has over 600 receiving yards. So, our group, so our weapons on offense are producing, even though we have a 76 overall quarterback. So, the sum of the parts is better than the whole. And as long as we have a good receiving core around Pickett, we'll probably be able to keep it afloat and be a team to compete in the NFL, to be a team to compete in this division and in this league. So, pretty good. We're actually 1 game back from the Bengals, so if they lose and we win, we may be tied for a division for the division lead again. But we play the 9-6 Falcons this week. They're probably a playoff-bound team. So this will be a good test to see another good playoff team test. We're playing playoff-bound teams a lot towards the end of the season based on the way the schedule stacked up. And unfortunately, we lost, and it looks like we got a new injury as well. I got to see who's hurt. Hopefully it's nobody critical. Joey Porter, our best corner, tore his quad, and he's out for 6 weeks. Well, if we make the playoffs, he will probably be able to come back. Actually, you know what? No, because we only have 1 game left. We got to put him on IR. Wow. Our best corner, we got to put on IR. He won't be able to come back even if we make it all the way to the Super Bowl. Hate to do this, but wow, that's a big-time blow before our last game of the season that could determine, number one, if we're a playoff team, but also, how far we can go in the playoffs. I'm glad I signed Sean Murphy-Bunting now, because right now he just rose to the top of the depth chart, and that means Max Melton, our rookie, probably got some more playing time. Let me actually take a look at our corner room and see what I think. I kind of feel like I should go out and sign a free agent corner, whoever's the best available, but I want to take a look at our defensive back room and see if I want to do it. Okay, so Murphy Bunting is automatically our best corner now. We still have Levi Wallace, we have Sullivan, and we have Melton, who actually got up to a 70 this season. So he's progressing a little bit. You know what? For this last game of the regular season, which I'm going to play, I'm going to see how the secondary performs. And if I feel like we need help, we'll sign somebody before the playoffs if we make the playoffs. First of all, let's check the playoff picture. We're still in it as the 7th seed. We play a Broncos team this week that is 7-9, likely not to make the playoffs. But I'm going to play this game because I don't want to take any chances of, if we lose this game, that we don't make the playoffs. So I'm playing this game. Going on the road to play the Denver Broncos. Let's get it. Big time game, and we got to do it without our best corner. If the secondary doesn't do so well in this game, we'll sign somebody before the postseason. I'm assuming the Broncos still have the same cast of characters in like Russell Wilson and Sutton and other receivers they have. So we'll see. Up at Mile High. Last game of the regular season. Final tune-up before potentially making the playoffs, but also want to hold on to our 7th spot. So this game is pretty critical. We gotta get a win to ensure that. I just want to make sure that we don't lose this game. All right, let's get Najee Harris going.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They'll start the drive with Harris, and not much to speak of.
Not much on that run.
1-yard gain up to the 26.
Get going here.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Back to throw, Pickett.
And Robinson wide open, get away from the defense, and Robinson is loose, and Robinson is gone. Touchdown, Allen Robinson, right off the bat. Just what we needed to get this game started. Let's go. Beautiful throw by Pickett.
A pretty big early test
3rd and 7. First play for our defense. And
and
Russell Wilson is not the Broncos starter. He must have retired after the first season. They traded him. So Baker Mayfield is their starter. It's incomplete. And 3, make the Broncos punt. We are back on offense.
This defense
got a 3rd down and 4
deficit
here.
on the scoreboard, but now what can they design here to disrupt this 3rd down play? Now Pickett.
Come on, tight end. Freiermuth, wide open over the middle for a big-time 1st down to the tight end. Nice job. Nice throw by Pickett. Pickett's playing well right now. Doing a pretty good job. Let's get our running game going. Let's get Najee going.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Not giving up. Let's run it again. Into the corner.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Off to a strong start. Get a touchdown here. Get that lead up to 14. Really helps us
Steeler
out.
football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it second
Harris
and
gets
7.
1 yard short of the 1st down.
Active running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. Escaping
A lot
the
of coverage
pressure
there.
right.
Just run it with Pickett and get out of bounds. Get the 1st down. Not risk a big hit. You don't want him to get bounds.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Now Pickett will look to pass it. Eluding the pressure right.
All right, just had to get closer.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Let's run it.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the
Come on,
extra
Harris.
rushing.
He's still short.
Well done.
Man. All right. I really feel like I can still get in by running it. Let's run it again with Harris.
Stop it right around the 1.
Harris.
Again, it's Harris.
Dive in, touchdown, Najee Harris.
Touchdown.
Nice job.
Steelers. Najee Harris.
Up 14-0 in the 2nd quarter on Denver. Broncos get on the board with a field goal.
Just inside it.
Go 2-minute drill here. Even if we just get a field goal here, I will take that.
But on their own side of the field. To the air on 1st down.
Come on, Johnson. There we go. Wide open. There we go, buddy.
That's Johnson.
It's called timeout.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
I thought about going no huddle, but we were around the middle of the field. We got tackled in bounds and didn't go out of bounds or anything, so I wanted to preserve a little bit of extra time.
Pickett now from the gun here.
Robinson. Oh, if that was batted around, it could have been a pick.
Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Come on, Pickett.
Pickett.
Oh!
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Let's try again.
Feels like they're
3rd and
getting
10.
caught in between here because any
Drive's kind
completions
of
on 1st and 2nd down,
struggling a bit
little
here.
bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot.
Robinson in that one. Oh my gosh! Pickett missed him badly in that one. All right, well, at least it wasn't a pick, so we'll just punt it away. Let them try to get something before the half. Not going to risk anything.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line.
Well, we tried, but just couldn't do a 2-minute drill before half.
The Pittsburgh
And it looks like the Broncos didn't do anything either, so we actually have another chance. We still have one timeout left.
Just look to get this thing to the locker room.
I don't know. All right, we're going to take a shot.
Deep for Pickens.
Pickens makes the catch. 1st down. I shouldn't have spent our last timeout, though. Wow. Went with the deep shot to Pickens, and he got by the defense. I did not know about that throw from Pickett. It looked like it was off of his back foot. But he got it completed. So nice job.
As they come up 1st and 10.
I'll just take a field goal.
Flush to his right.
Come on. Catch it. Go out of bounds.
For another catch.
There we go. 1st down. Out of bounds.
He's going to go out
nice
of bounds,
job.
But he takes this one down just shy of 20.
I'm going to see if we can get just maybe a little bit closer. Let this thing run down.
Pickett to throw on 1st down.
Fire move. Get us a little bit closer. All right. We still have time.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about 4.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion.
Right, we still have time.
I really enjoyed
oh my gosh, we're not going to be able to get this off.
Stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is.
I couldn't get it off.
Defender.
Oh my gosh, I messed that up so bad. I should have just spiked it to give us some time. Oh jeez. Well, it is what it is.
Starting next week, we skip right over halftime and get back to the action. Ready for the 2nd half. 14-3 our score as we are back underway.
Coming into the 2nd half, we're up by 11. We just got to hold on to this lead and get things going. We're doing okay. I mean, Broncos still have Baker Mayfield. They can come back and they get another field goal. We're driving again on offense. We got a 3rd down and 2 here. Let's run it with Warren and pick up this 1st down. Looks like the Browns beat the Ravens. That doesn't really matter too much in the grand scheme of the playoffs, but interesting scenario there. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are missing the playoffs this season, so one less team for us to worry about. Actually, 3rd quarter's about to be over. Nobody scored except for the Broncos a field goal.
Harris running
There's Harris getting the again. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. We're still up by 8, but not a lot of action in this quarter.
Season starts to wind down. You are watching
we're not out of the woods yet. We're still only leading by single digits. We can score here.
Pickett sets up play action.
Away. Robinson open again. 2nd touchdown catch of the game for Robinson. Let's go. Beautiful throw again from Pickett. He's doing a good job today. He's been pressured, but, you know, we've thrown the ball away whenever we've been pressured, so we've done well this game.
And it's kind of getting to be desperation
3rd down.
for this defensive side. They need to get the ball back to their offense. They have a chance to do that on 3rd down.
Ice this one, but the right side of the field is wide open, so I'm going to run it with Pickett, get the 1st down, just get out of bounds to avoid a hit, even though we did get hit. Nice job, Pickett. He's got a little bit of mobility. Not a lot, but a little.
On the draw, it's Harris. He will push his way down to about the 14.
Too spectacular.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Harris does have a touchdown.
Late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
Yo, Harris, break that tackle. Almost got
teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players. But you can't.
442-yard day for the offense. It's pretty good.
They always post it in there. Welcome to Denver.
Third and one.
280 feet. The air
You know what? We're going to be smart about this. We're going to run play.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris.
Here we go. Harris a
He's able
first
to
down.
pick up the
That's what we
first
need.
before he's brought down
Got to keep
inside
playing,
the
keep
5
away.
to
We've
the
reached
4.
4-minute offense territory.
A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Screen pass, come on here. Oh, that was... Okay, actually that's not the worst thing. He dropped it, so...
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I'm going to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well.
Johnson, pass interference? Give us a pass interference penalty, please. Yeah, pass interference on the defense. They hardly ever call that in this game. Seriously.
Pass interference, the call.
This is an automatic first down. Down to the 1. Let's just run it. Get this in.
It certainly is difficult to get it exactly right because sometimes...
Oh my goodness. What the heck happened to the right side of the line? Everybody got beat. Wow. Did not expect that to happen.
Here's 2nd and goal. Harris.
And you trip. Oh. Okay, now the game is just being silly. All right, let's stop messing around and running it. Let's just throw this if we can.
Oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Pick it now, 3rd and goal.
Oh, we got a flag.
Caught on the slant. And that's
Something
a
tells me
touchdown,
this is a
but hold
hold.
on, there is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
It's probably a hold. Yeah, golly.
James
Third and
Daniels, the
goal
guard,
again.
called for the penalty there. The holding penalty, that puts him in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal. Looking to throw, Pickett. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
No, we should pick a field goal.
2 minutes left.
2-minute warning. Let's keep this field goal. Let's get this lead up to 18 points.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already.
Boswell makes the field goal, so we're going to go up 24-6. We're up by 18 points. Broncos have to perform a mile-high miracle. No John Elway's coming out of that locker room, so yeah. The Broncos do score, but too little too late. They're still down by 11. We're going to get ready for the onside kick recovery. Come on. Robinson gets it.
And that should
Flag?
just about put a capper on this one.
For what? Holding on the receiving team on an onside kick? Okay, well, I guess it doesn't really matter because we still got the football. So we get a win to wrap up the regular season. We beat the Broncos 24-13. Not the prettiest of games, but Pickett played very well. The offense looked pretty good at times, and going into the playoffs, get a little bit of solid momentum, feel good about ourselves. Najee Harris had a touchdown, so we're looking pretty good going into the playoffs for now. And because we won, pretty sure we clinched our playoff spot for sure. No doubt about it. Only tough thing about it is that we're going to be the 7th seed, which means we're the last team as the wild card to make the postseason. Which means we'll be on the road for the entire playoffs. Even if we go to the AFC Championship game and there's a team that didn't win the division that we meet, we'll still have to go on the road to play that game. So we're about to be road warriors, but finally, after all of those years in Seattle of not making the postseason, finally I got a team back in the postseason. It just feels like forever since I've had a team in a rebuild in a postseason. So here we go. And look who we have to play first. Our first opponent is the division rival Bengals. We got to go on the road to Cincinnati against Joe Burrow to face them. Well, let's take a look at the playoff bracket and see the road to the Super Bowl. So we are playing the Bengals in the wild card round. Chargers, Titans, Bills, Chiefs, Colts surprisingly have the number 1 seed. NFC side, Eagles have the number 1 seed. They're the best team. Rams, Packers, Falcons, Panthers, Vikings, 49ers. All right, 2024 playoffs for this rebuild. That's the way it's shaping up. Wow, got to play the division rival Bengals. I'm not going to make any free agent signings, even though we've lost Joey Porter Jr. for the rest of the season, including the playoffs. So we're going up to Cincinnati. Wild card round, try to get a win. Got to play really good football. We got to play our best football in January now. So this is a big test for Kenny Pickett. He's never played in a playoff game before. This will be his first as a Steeler. And just hoping for a decent game from him. Whether we win or lose, I'm just hoping that this could be the first step on him fully securing his place as our quarterback of the future. Because that's what I'm hoping for out of Pickett.
Today.
Right, wild card playoffs facing Cincinnati. Here we go. First play of the game. I want to start off as good as we can.
And here's Pickett to put it in the air off the bat.
Here we go. Deontay, are you kidding me? First play, we're going to have juke him out of his sneakers. There we go. Way to start the ball game. Huge play in Deontay Johnson made a man look silly.
54 yards.
Beautiful. 54-yard completion right off the bat.
Off play action, Pickett. Eluding the pressure right.
Roll out. Corner.
And that will be caught, but
he's out of bounds. We were close to getting that touchdown. Okay, let's run the football here, see if this helps.
And they'll run for the first
back behind the line of
scrimmage. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett.
Oh, man.
And incomplete.
They came with the pressure really quickly.
So
right tackle needs to be upgraded this offseason.
So Pickett is off to the sideline, and Chris Boswell is on for the Steelers field goal try. Boswell's kick is
Boswell
good.
At least gets us on the board, but after that big 54-yard completion, was really hoping for 7 as opposed to 3, but we got to take what we can get. This is going to be a tough battle. It really is. Fortunately, our defense had a good first series. Must have got a turnover for us. We're back in the red zone again.
Position, 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Decent run on first down.
Down to the 14-yard line. And the tackle there by Jermaine Pratt. Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again.
Breaking tackles inside the 5. Nice job,
line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
I don't know about this toss play, but we'll try it out.
Now a toss play.
They saw that coming a mile away. Tosses just don't seem to work in this game. I've tried them with different teams with good backs and decent offensive lines. You just can't get around the corner fast enough. It's a deep toss, and it's like 5 seconds to get home.
They run the play fake. Here's Pickett.
That was almost a pick. Jeez. Wow. I don't want to stutter down
That's
here.
absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
Flush to his right.
Just run it, Pickett. Oh, he got creamed.
He'll wind up getting
I thought maybe I could split those guys and get in the end zone.
That looked great when he first took off because
coach is letting us go for it on 4th down. I'm shocked.
Certainly didn't expect them to close so quickly.
It's a risk, but I'm going to run it.
They got to him just in time.
And we get denied.
And he's not going to get in. They stop him.
I probably shouldn't have done that. 3rd down and 9 for our defense.
A pretty big early test for the defense coming up. What can they dial up here to try and thwart this 3rd down situation? On 3rd down, Burr.
Minka, let's go. Minka Fitzpatrick with the interception. I went to cover 2 there, and that was the exact right call that I needed to do to get that interception. Let's go.
2nd quarter, this defense looking for a big 3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense.
Pickens.
That is caught.
Pickens first down. Let's go. I thought he dropped that ball. He got hit pretty hard, but he got the first down. Another 1st and 10.
In the red zone here. Let's jump back in here. 1st and 10
Gotta get
at the 16. They hand this off to Harris. And he's able to get this inside the 10 down to the 9. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. On the give, this is Harris.
And Harris bulldozes his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Nice.
Najee Harris, a 9-yard
A double-digit lead on the road, just what the doctor ordered. And Irwin, the offense, are struggling.
Just over 90
another
seconds
possession
to go in
here.
the first half. The offense
2 minutes here.
But they have it in their own territory.
Caught, 1st down. Oh no, he dropped. Oh man, he was out of bounds.
Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Pickett will look to throw it here.
He got hit hard.
Reception.
Dante Johnson gets us another 1st down.
But not before they work it across midfield. And they're going to speed things up here. On 1st and 10, it's Pickett.
Johnson split them. Running loose. Run, Johnson. Touchdown, Steelers. Let's go. On the deep pass, we got 7. 6. The extra point counts as 7. Perfect call. Threw that ball just at the right moment for the touchdown.
So the situation, it's 3rd down in the 3rd quarter, and this defense just trying to get the ball back to their offense to get back in this contest.
Oh,
and that is incomplete.
Okay, well, I mean, we can't get a 1st down every time.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance.
That's not going to get there, is it?
Boswell's kick is good.
Boswell got it, though. That was a 50-plus yarder, but he got it. Boswell just over the crossbar, 20-0. We may mess around and shut these guys out.
A 3rd down situation coming up in the 3rd quarter, and this defense hoping to turn that 3rd down into 4th. Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
Oh, that linebacker was ready. Freiermuth is inches short. Are they going to let's go for it? They will. All right, this could be kind of the game right here. We're up by 20. Still got a couple minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Get this 1st down. Really make it difficult for these Bengals to come back.
And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 20.
2nd and 3.
A red zone alert as we get you back into the action. This offense coming up on a 2nd down and 3 to go. From the gun, here's Pickett.
Oh,
and that'll be incomplete.
Right on.
Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Trying with Pickett here on 3rd down.
Come on, Robinson. Put that up. There we go. 1st.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Nice.
His 1st catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down. Here's Pickett.
Freiermuth, tight end, touchdown. Nice. Pickett, I think that's his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. He is having an excellent playoff debut. I kind of really want the shutout now.
It's kind of getting to be desperation time here for this defensive
the Bengals got 0 points so far. We shut them out. Unbelievable.
And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down.
And we score again. All right, well, no shutout. But we blow the Bengals out of their own building, 34-7 in the wild card round. Beautiful first step on this team being rebuilt. That pass that we hit at the end of the half with Deontay Johnson, I think that really took the heart out of him because that was a perfect throw by Pickett between two defenders. Johnson split him perfectly and just ran the rest of the way for the touchdown. We had a 120-yard total rushing day with Harris and I'm sure a little bit from Pickett and Warren. So, really all around offensively, we had a breakout game. You know, normally Steelers aren't known for being any offensive powerhouse, but putting up 34 points in a playoff game when your defense only allows 7 is pretty good. So, we're looking good. We look great in our first playoff game. I'm not gonna get too excited, but I am excited to get a playoff win for the first time in several videos in these rebuild series. Trust me. Because, you know, we didn't win one playoff game with Seattle. So we're doing way better than the Seahawks rebuild by this point of the rebuild. So that's good. So who do we got next? Well, the number 1 seed. Why not? We've got to play the best team in the AFC in the Colts. Let's check out weekly awards. And Kenny Pickett and Cole Holcomb won AFC Offensive and Defensive Players of the Week. 243 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. He was sacked once, 3 carries, 8 yards for Pickett. Holcomb, 6 tackles, 2 interceptions. Great game for both of those guys. Hats off. All right, well, it doesn't get any easier because now we got to play the Colts. Let's take a look at the rest of the playoff picture and see what else happened. So we were the only team to pull off an upset in the wild card round in the AFC because the Chargers and the Bills both took care of business of the higher seeds. So it's Chargers, Bills, and us against the Colts. NFC side, no upsets in the wild card round either. Rams beat the Packers, Falcons beat the Panthers, and the Vikings beat the 49ers. So Rams, Falcons, Vikings, Eagles. All right. So that's how we're shaping up for the divisional round. But now we got to go play the Colts in their backyard. Pretty sure that Anthony Richardson is still their quarterback. He must have blossomed into a high 80 overall guy. Unless they drafted somebody. But I don't know about that. If they did, it probably would have shown up in their top 3 players. Unless they have somebody like Drake May or Caleb Williams, I'm pretty sure Richardson is still their starting quarterback. Second playoff game. Let's see if we can get another win. Really put another feather in the cap of this rebuild. Gotta play more good football up here in Indianapolis. I want to start off as well as we did the first time. Well, we started off okay. We got 3 points on our first drive. Be better than that.
Off the play fake, here's Pickett.
Get in that spot.
Gets it left side to Johnson.
First down to Johnson.
He's got
beautiful pass to start
40 before going out. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Pickett back to throw.
Able to check down Freiermuth, the tight end. Only got 2 yards out of it, but
yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch it, turn upfield, and pick up the first down.
2nd down, here's Pickett.
Here we go, first down again to Johnson.
That's Johnson. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 45-yard line. Pickett, he's going to throw it again.
Freiermuth open again, tight end, first down. Beautiful.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. First carry for Najee
wide
Harris.
Open up the middle for Harris.
A good pickup
nice.
there, 21
picking this Colts defense apart right now.
When you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front,
turn up field Pickens. First and goal.
And
nice.
The Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Pickett now to throw off the play fake. And it's caught.
Freiermuth. Ah. Couldn't get in the end zone. He came out of the end zone to make the catch.
So he stopped for no gain.
Let's just run it.
And that'll make it 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Harris.
And Harris fights his way into the end zone for the first touchdown. Let's go. Good start. Starting off even better than last game. All right. Well, defense is facing a tougher challenge. Yep, Richardson is their starter, and they have a great back in Jonathan Taylor.
A short throw pulled in by Woods.
That was a short route. It's 4th and 8. They kicked the field goal, though. Well, our
so
drive stalled.
Now comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here.
Boswell. Big playoff kicks.
And I tell you what,
got it. Another big-time playoff kick for Boswell. Let's go. That was a 58-yarder. Beautiful.
Lead up to a touchdown.
I think that was a little bit shorter than the last one he kicked last game, if I recall, but I could be wrong. It was definitely 50 yards.
Time to get you back.
Got another good
big
drive
going
again. Oh my goodness,
in the red zone, but looking at a 1st and goal from the 3.
That wide open on a slant.
Oh,
but he dropped it.
Down, but it winds up incomplete.
That's like blowing up a wide open layup in basketball.
2nd and goal. Now they'll send the tight end in motion left.
It's a lineman.
Dialing up another pass here. Pickett.
Oh boy.
Time to his left.
Pickett almost got separated right there.
But now it's 3rd down.
You know what? This close by the goal line, when you got a good running back, use him. I'm not going to get cute, fancy, just run it.
They'll try
and it's open.
Harris.
First touchdown, another touchdown, Najee Harris. 2 rushing touchdowns on the game. I don't care who scores, as long as we score 7 as opposed to 3. All right, up by 14. Every point matters in the playoffs.
This
He was great offensively in both of these playoff games so far. I'm a little bit surprised.
Margin. Now can they add to it here with a final drive in the 2nd quarter? Here's
bomb.
Deep for Pickens.
Calling. Oh, overshot Pickens.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
Come on.
Here's one deep for Pickens.
Why were 2 receivers in the same spot? That didn't make any sense. I don't know why they ran those routes.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full.
They have all 3 timeouts left, though, so that's nice.
First down and move the chains.
Oh, flag! Come on, ref!
Third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half.
Well, not going to go into half of any points, but it is what it is. Or more points, I should say.
The punt team is on as this is set away.
Rest. Oh, I should have ran a guy down so he couldn't stop this one.
That kicks all the way into the end.
In the 3rd quarter now, Colts really haven't put together any major drives. All right, another field goal attempt for Boswell. This is 44 yards. And Boswell is true once again. He's made every field goal in the playoffs so far. Good job for him. Now we're up 20-3. Colts are really not fighting back too much in this game. We may have this one already locked up as well. We're in the 4th quarter now already. 3. We get this, it may be all over.
Time here for this defensive side. They need to get the ball back to their offense.
Another road playoff upset. That would be fantastic. And Najee Harris breaks through and gets the first down.
Taken down at the 29.
Nice.
Time to get back into the action. We've got a red zone.
2-minute warning, up by 17. This game is all but wrapped up.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset.
Going to get another playoff upset on the road, taking down the #1 seeded Colts. I think we fully caught the attention of the league with going on the road and winning 2 playoff games by big margins. So
give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
The rest of the AFC teams better be scared of us, as well as the NFC, if we get all the way to the Super Bowl. Harris gets 7.
5 and the 6.
Keep running it until we get this game over with.
Convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game.
I'm going to let the clock wind down a little bit here. Could be another short rebuild, guys. We dominated these first 2 playoff games very well. But, you know, we still have 2 more games left to go to finish this rebuild this season. When I get this far, I'm determined to make it count because, you know, it's tough to get back in this position again in any rebuild. So,
tackled at the 1.
You know, that's what it's all about. Gonna let the clock wind down once again and just wait on it. And Najee Harris with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. I think he's been the only player who scored touchdowns in this game. We've got no passing TDs from Trubisky. It is what it is. So we beat the Colts 27-3, and we are moving on to the AFC Championship game. Another upset playoff win on the road. Not a whole lot other than just a great performance by Najee Harris. Pickett once again played a pretty good game despite an offensive performance that wasn't really too elite in the passing game. We only had 210 passing yards for the game. But regardless, our defense once again played very well, held a team under 10 points once again, which is all I could ask for. So taking out the number 1 seed is pretty big. So our path might have gotten a little bit easier, but I don't know. We still have, you know, the championship game, and maybe it may be somebody like Buffalo at this point. I got a feeling it's probably going to be Buffalo who we're going to have to face on the road. You know it's going to be the LA Chargers. All right, so let's check out the playoff bracket now going into the AFC Championship. So we pulled off an upset against the Colts, and the Chargers took care of business against the Bills. So we're the only team in the AFC playoffs so far that have pulled upsets against higher seeds. So we're going to be taking on the Chargers in the AFC Championship. For the NFC, Eagles take care of business against the Vikings, but the Falcons blow out the Rams in an upset win on the road in the playoffs, 35-7. So it's a rematch of the old 2004 NFC Championship game where it was Michael Vick and Donovan McNabb. Now it's Jalen Hurts against Desmond Ridder, I suppose. So that's the NFC title game, and we'll be taking on Justin Herbert and the Chargers. I believe we beat the Chargers early in the regular season, so something tells me Herbert is going to be looking for some revenge. So we got to bring our A game in this one. Kenny Pickett has to be at his best. AFC Championship game, winner goes to the Super Bowl. Let's go.
Today, from SoFi
AFC
Stadium.
title game, one game away from the Super Bowl. Can we get our 3rd consecutive playoff win on the road this season?
Pickett now on 1st down.
There you go.
Pass
Pickens.
complete.
Pickett to Pickens. Surprised they haven't made a shirt like that. They might have in Pittsburgh. I don't know. I don't really follow the Steelers very much. It's unfortunate the Steelers really have kind of been irrelevant in the NFL the last few years. Mostly ever since Ben Roethlisberger retired. So.
And he will lose lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
So that's why. But then again, I think they were a decent team to rebuild. You know, I feel like if this team was maybe a few players away from being a competitive playoff team, and lo and behold, here we are in the playoffs in the AFC title game in only year 2. So this rebuild is going quicker than I expected. Didn't expect it to be this quick of a rebuild, but here we are.
Off the play fake. Pickett. They'll roll him out right.
Ooh, I should have come back to the middle of the pocket to throw that football. That was not the best throw that I could have made.
There just wasn't a lot there. I thought he tried to do a little bit too much, almost tried to will a receiver open when there was no chance he was going to be.
Nice out route to Johnson. Yeah, all of our receivers are just beasts. Great mix of receivers. You know, we got a good receiving core here. I know we drafted Neighbors, and I know he hasn't really made an impact this season, but still, just something to look forward to in the future of this team. Corner route, once again, Johnson makes the catch for the first down. We're at 1st and goal here.
Able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's 1st and goal, a chance for the first points of this AFC title bout. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Over the middle, touchdown Pickens. Beautiful.
Touchdown Steelers.
And we are just firing on all cylinders on offense these whole playoffs. We're a machine. And Pickett is the man.
So here's the situation upcoming.
Second
quarter.
They got to keep it up.
3rd down, and his defense just trying to force the field goal attempt. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Watt. Watt couldn't get through. But Herbert throws an incomplete pass. 4th and 14. Field goal. Defense forced the field goal. We'll take it. We will take it. Okay, so 2 minutes left. Maybe 2-minute drill here.
3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense.
Flyer move.
A throw left
side. Did he get the first?
By the tight end Flyer move. And he will have a Steelers first down by about a yard.
They didn't change like the scoreboard or anything, so I didn't see it. And we scored without me even having to take control. All right.
Back into the action. We've got a red zone alert.
All right, and we got the ball back with less than a minute to go.
Pickett.
Oh my goodness! Tight end open again. Fryer moves 6. Another touchdown before the half. Just on fire. This is a Super Bowl team. In year 2, it's already a Super Bowl team. Unbelievable. And we're still blowing them out. Just a machine. Unbelievable.
Does him no good here as we drop
even with our top corner out for the whole rest of the season, our defense is playing this well. You got to be kidding me. Oh, well, he got the first down there, but it's a 25-point deficit. You're a little too late for that stuff, Herbert. It's 4th and 27. This is essentially it for the Chargers. They don't get this. This game's all but over. We're going to the Super Bowl.
On 4th down, Herbert.
Get there, guys. Pickett, game over. Minkah Fitzpatrick with a key interception. He could house this. Oh, no. Tiptoed the sideline the best that I could, but didn't quite get back. And Minkah Fitzpatrick with the pick that puts this game on ice, and we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Quarter, and it's kind of getting to be desperation time here for this defensive side.
It is 3rd down,
to get the ball back to their offense. They have a chance to do that on 3rd down. Now Pickett.
Here we go, Pickens. Great catch, 1st down.
And he gets it all the way down inside the... Let's
run it again. 2-minute warning, 2 minutes to the Super Bowl, up by 18 points. 3 straight playoff road wins to get the Super Bowl. Last time the Steelers did this was in 2005. They played every playoff game on the road, got to the Super Bowl in Jerome Bettis' last season. And it's appropriate that we also have a dominant running back for the Steelers like Najee Harris to do touchdowns like that.
Now we drop you into an intriguing situation. The offense going for it on 4th. 4th and 2. One last throw here for Herbert. Able to hook up with
Is he short?
here on the
Yeah, he's
route.
short. He didn't get there. Good tackle by Wallace.
He stopped short of the marker.
And this game is over, and we're going to the Super Bowl.
AFC champions and on to the Super Bowl they
Chance
go.
for the Steelers to win
Lombardi
Trophy number 7.
All that hard work,
7.
all that sweating, all that effort, all those times you're getting yelled at by your coach, and now you get to go to the Super Bowl.
Mike Tomlin for the 4th. So let's see. This would be Mike Tomlin's. I want to say 3rd Super Bowl appearance for Mike Tomlin. This would be his 3rd time leading the Steelers to a Super Bowl game. He did it in 2008. He did it in 2010, but they lost. So this would be a 3rd Super Bowl trip for Mike Tomlin, for the Steelers coach. If we win this game and are Super Bowl champions, Mike Tomlin is going into the Hall of Fame. No question about it. I think technically even with just that one Super Bowl win, I think he already is a Hall of Fame coach in real life, to be completely honest. Because even though the Steelers have not won a world championship all the way, since 2008, and they haven't been back to the Super Bowl since 2010, and they don't have Roethlisberger, they've kept Mike Tomlin despite the fact that they've struggled with quarterback play and, haven't been able to find consistency. Although with Russell Wilson coming into town and also trading for Justin Fields, maybe that changes things. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and upgrade our franchise tags. We have 15 points to spend. I don't think that's really enough for the coaching tree, but let's take out the player personnel tree maybe. That might be enough to do something here. Maybe not. No, it's going to require more than that. Let's go to our defensive coordinator maybe. No, that costs 24 points. And that costs 16. Let's go OC. 8, okay. Now that's the best we could do. Okay. All right, so offensive coordinator gets a little bit of an upgrade before the Super Bowl. Would it be 60? Or it's Pro Bowl week. It'll tell me in top right corner. So let's check out the playoff bracket because it looks like we're going to be taking on the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. And the Eagles beat the Falcons in a close NFC title game, 41-38. So once again, the Falcons go to Philadelphia in the NFC title game and lose. So we're going to be taking on the Eagles. It'll be an all-Philadelphia Super Bowl. So this actually should be pretty fun. This is kind of a territorial Super Bowl. It's like the Mets and the Yankees in the 2000 World Series, the Subway Series as they called it. So yeah. And Kenny Pickett and Highsmith won AFC Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week honors. 257 passing yards, 3 passing TDs for Pickett. He was sacked twice. So, yeah, Pickett has been on a roll in the playoffs. I don't know what his rate... Let me see what his rating is right now. Because I got to imagine that it's in the high 70s. If it's not, I'm going to be shocked. Based on how well he's playing. And he's up to an 81 overall. So, yeah, this Pickett is coming into his own as one of the better quarterbacks in the league now. So, shout out to him. We've got our quarterback. No question about it. Let's check out the Pro Bowl. Well, we actually can't because we're playing the Super Bowl, so we're not even going to look at the Pro Bowl roster. We got nobody going to play in this game because we got a bigger game to play. Super Sunday. All right, well, let's advance to next week. We'll check out the award winners before we play the Super Bowl to see if we had any Steelers up for any consideration. And then we'll play the Super Bowl, and if we win, hopefully that'll end the rebuild. Only 2 episodes potentially, but still got 1 game to win. Levi Wallace, let's give him an upgrade. All right. Let's do yearly awards. The MVP is Patrick Mahomes. Coach of the Year, Nick Sirianni. Not surprised, his Eagles are in the Super Bowl. Offensive Player of the Year, Lamar Jackson in the AFC. No Steelers, though. Defensive Player of the Year. T.J. Watt finished 2nd behind Max Crosby, so not bad. Offensive Rookie of the Year, nobody. Defensive Rookie of the Year, nobody. But then again, we didn't really have any rookies that were major contributors this season. Best QB, Kenny Pickett finished 9th. Best running back, Najee Harris finished 7th. Best receiver. Nobody there. I'm surprised. Best offensive lineman. Nobody. Best defensive lineman. Nobody there either. Best linebacker. TJ Watt. So TJ Watt wins best linebacker in the AFC. So we do walk away with some award this year. And Highsmith actually finished 4th. So we've got 2 really good linebackers that were up for rewards. Best DB. Levi Wallace, 5th? Wow. I'm surprised. Might be worth a contract for, actually, after that. Best kicker. Boswell finished 8th. All right, then. Cool. Super Bowl against Philadelphia. We're definitely the underdogs in this game. Those are 14-3. They've been on a tear all season. They're probably the best team in the NFL. It's going to be a tough Super Bowl. They got talent everywhere. They got Hurts. They got receivers. They got running backs. They got everybody. I'm guessing they probably still have DeAndre Swift, even though in real life he's with Chicago. I'm sure they still have pretty much the same cast of characters they had last year, so Eagles probably don't have much of a change in their roster. But this is going to be tough.
Today on EA Sports,
Super Sunday.
Super Bowl 59.
59. Super Bowl 59 in Cowboy Stadium facing the Eagles. Don't worry, Cowboy fans. We're going to make y'all feel okay knowing that the Philadelphia Eagles are not going to be... We're going to make sure the Eagles don't hoist the Lombardi Trophy in your house.
To the air on first down with Pickett.
Why did he get stuck? All right, it doesn't matter. It actually turned into a 7-yard gain. But that screen pass looked like a disaster from the start. He got stuck and he wouldn't move. Some of the physics in this game really are crazy.
This is
Good blocking. First down at midfield for a running game. Nice job, Harris.
It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first. Pickett to throw on first down.
Oh, man, took a sack.
Coming, and he's taken down.
Jeez, I tried. I thought maybe I could wait a little bit and do a check down, but held on to the ball too long.
Back on second. Pickett looking to throw on second down.
Pickens off. He's inches short, but he got a big gain. He basically made up the yardage for us. Nice job. Anytime we need a big play from one of our receivers, one of the 3 of them, it's either Pickens, Robinson, or Johnson. One of them makes the play. One of them goes up and gets that football. Great receiving core. And I thought in Seattle we had a pretty good one, but this one I think is better. These guys are actually making plays. Even though they're rated lower than Metcalf or Njigba or even Lockett.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And give him 6 yards here.
Also got a pretty good running back. I mean, how we didn't win anything in Seattle with the 99 overall Kenneth Walker is beyond me. I really don't know how that happened.
They'll run with Harris.
So refreshing to have a team that's competing and that actually makes plays in the clutch when they need to. Because even in regular season finales with Seattle, we didn't get any of that.
Down, a gain of 13.
Steelers are
coming down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now Pickett will look to pass it. Almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. Pickett back to the air on second down. Flushed out right.
Just run it.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Good opening drive. We got to finish it, guys. And Pickens gets in the end zone for our first touchdown. First passing TD of the day.
George Pickens.
Nice job. All right, but here come the Eagles. This is the best team we've faced in the playoffs all year, if I'm being honest. Because this team is loaded with talent everywhere.
On first down, Hurts.
What was that, Hurts?
That time as that one falls to the ground.
That was miscommunication. There's no other way to explain that play. If anybody can explain to me that play in 2 words, then I'll send you a Snickers bar.
Sets up to throw it.
You're not you when you're hungry, Hurts. Like when you take sacks like that. Now I'm just cracking jokes, but hey, I'm a Cowboys fan and I hate the Eagles, so of course I'm going to make jokes. 3rd and 20. Big sack right there for real though. Our defense has been elite in the playoffs. They don't give up too much. 4th down, kick that field goal.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
They won't even get it off before the quarter's up. Nope. So the first quarter is over with us up 7-0. Eagles, though, are about to kick a field goal, so they're going to narrow the gap to 4.
And we are back and ready to go.
But still, for the opening drive for our defense, that could be considered a win against a very talented team like this. Just holding Philadelphia to a field goal. Big time. Well, the Eagles just took the lead, so for the first time in the playoffs, we are down.
We've got a red zone alert.
All right, well, nobody said it would be easy.
2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl.
All right, we got to play good football. 2-minute drill. We're in the red zone. Got to get something.
Pick it now from the gun here.
Oh, good. Wide open. Easy touchdown for Robinson. Let's go. Beautiful. Just what we need. All right, well, the Eagles got a chance to get some points before the half, too. They're 2nd down and 5.
And that's out to the flat for Swift.
Ooh, did he get... no, he's inches short. Okay, I thought he got it for a second. I don't think it really matters, though. Although they're trying to score quickly before the half, so I'm going to play a little bit of soft coverage here, or zone coverage.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
Oh, man. That was on his back and he still caught it.
Take their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Hurts. He'll get this
tackle. There we go, D.
Oh, he's going to be brought down there.
They want no huddle. And they didn't get it off. Wow, but they had all 3 timeouts left. I don't know what they were thinking. You could have at least kicked the field goal. Okay, that could be huge right there because we're going into the half up by 4 when we only should probably be going into the half up by 1 because they could have called a timeout, kicked the field goal, but they decided to just do no huddle and
as we'll get back to you guys for the second half.
And I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what that was by the Eagles. That was a pure brain fart. But hey, that's big. That's huge. That could be the difference in the game. Now they get the ball back to start the second half. So maybe it's not too much of a big deal, but you want to take any points you can get in a tight Super Bowl like this. Trust me. We don't want to leave anything hanging out there.
The second half begins.
That's what we don't want to do. Third and 6.
So a big 3rd down coming up here for the defense.
Third down for the
Trying
defense.
to preserve a very slim lead in the 3rd quarter. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to get that to Swift underneath.
Oh, he's got it.
Taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
Chance right there. We had him right at the markers, but he got it. 3rd and 10.
A 3rd down.
Another 3rd down here. Let's see if we can get him off the field this time.
This defense hoping to turn that 3rd down into 4th. Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Get him, Watt. TJ Watt with the sack. Let's go. Beautiful. Just what we needed from the defensive captain. Force that punt. Beautiful.
This defense
all right, well, they're threatening again. We haven't done anything in the 3rd quarter. We didn't do anything. We didn't score at all. Defense got to rise to the occasion. Get Hurts. Watt is there again. No, actually, it wasn't Watt. It was Highsmith. Still, I don't care. Defense showing up and showing out in the Super Bowl. Just what we wanted. Let's go. Got to make it difficult for Hurts in this offense. Got to make Hurts hurt. What the? Okay, all right. That was a little bit of a funky run up the middle by Hurts.
Give him 8, maybe 9.
By the way, Hurts, it's a little bit whack that you're wearing like Jordans out here. You look like you're wearing basketball sneakers, man. So we're really just going to let Hurts pass with his basketball-looking shoes? Okay, all right. EA, I see what you're doing. Like, seriously, like when he got up after that scramble, go back and watch and look at his shoes. They look like basketball sneakers, and we get the pick. Levi Wallace. Come on, Wallace. House it. House it. Let's go. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't know how to celebrate. Oh, I was trying to style on him, like do the Dion, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. But you know what? It's probably good that I didn't do it because he might have fumbled the football. Pick 6 for Wallace. Let's go. I don't know where Hurts was throwing that football. That might be the play. That might be the game clincher. One of the defining moments. We're up by 11. There's still 4 minutes left. But Fitzpatrick is there again. Minkah Fitzpatrick is the best defensive back in the National Football League right now. Let's go. Love it. 2 back-to-back interceptions. Hurts is throwing the game away. We still need to pick up a 3rd down to essentially ice this thing. Let's go with slants.
Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Give him the runaround, Pickett. Give him the moves. I should have gone out of bounds there. Pickett did a little Roger Staubach-esque, roll back, roll, run to the left, get the 1st down. Nice job, Pickett. Beautiful.
It's a 3rd and 5 situation in the 4th quarter. Time to see if this defense is up to the task. Got to keep getting 1st downs. Got to put this one on ice. I don't want to leave any doubt. You know what? No, we can't let it tick down to 2 minutes. We got to run a play. Pickett will look to throw it here.
Come on, get away from him. 1st down. There we go. 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to the championship. 20 minutes left to the championship. Almost there, Pittsburgh. Almost going to get Super Bowl 7. 2 minutes away from championship number 7 in Pittsburgh. About to make Kenny Pickett, of all quarterbacks, a Super Bowl champion. Was that on anybody's NFL bingo card? I don't think so. When you got Najee Harris and a great group of receivers and a great tight end, you can win. And you got one of the best defenses in the league without our best corner. Keep in mind, we won the Super Bowl without our best corner. Fitzpatrick, just on another level at safety.
Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run.
Knockout punch indeed, Brandon Gotton. Touchdown, Najee Harris. This game is over. We win the We're going to win the Battle of Pennsylvania in the Super Bowl. Eagles are threatening one more time.
Drop you into this situation. Offense staying out there, and they are going on 4th down.
4th down, no sir.
Gonna let him in. Stopped at the 2-yard line.
This game is done. We're Super Bowl champions. The Pittsburgh Steelers rebuild is complete in only 2 videos. Mike Tomlin got him his 2nd Super Bowl championship.
Yeah, think about the team that just got
guaranteed first ballot Hall of Fame head coach. Mike Tomlin, you deserve it.
That would be their last points of the game.
We really didn't need to do a lot of upgrades in the offseason. I mean, like I said, we signed like Sean Murphy-Bunting and Leonard Williams to replace Cameron Hayward. A shame that Hayward wasn't able to be a part of the Super Bowl championship because he was, the longest tenured Steeler on the team. A franchise that's all about big-time defensive players. Unfortunately, Hayward wasn't able to be a part of this. I feel a little bit disappointed about that. That's the only thing I feel disappointed about. Other than that, feel great about what this offense did. These receivers, Pickens, Johnson, Robinson, Freiermuth, everybody played at a high level during the playoffs. But Pickett made the throws when he needed to, and he was excellent with the football. And to close the deal in the Super Bowl, our defense gets 2 big-time interceptions. One of them a pick 6, and Levi Wallace is the MVP. I talked about not giving him a contract. If I were to continue this and try to go back-to-back, Wallace would get a contract. We'd get a new contract for sure. No question about it. Jerry Jones, we did you a favor by beating the Eagles to make sure they didn't do this in your own house. That's why we won it. So this is championship number 7 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. First world championship since 2008. It's been a long time since the Steelers were champions. But I made them into champions in only 2 seasons. So not bad. Now, I've completed rebuilds as quick as this before, but did not really expect a Super Bowl in year 2 with the Steelers. But with a decent group of receivers and a defense that really returned everybody except Cameron Hayward, solid all-around football team. And when you have that, you can go far in the playoffs and potentially win a world championship. And that's what we did. So, just great win. Once again, another rebuild complete. Only 2 videos, but we did it. Let's do weekly awards for the Super Bowl. Of course, Pickett and Wallace got the awards this week. Pickett only had 116 yards. I mean, our defense scored 1 touchdown, so he didn't have to do as much work as he thought he was probably going to have to. Let's go ahead and upgrade players for the last time. These are a bunch of practice squad guys, so we'll go ahead and give them upgrades. I'm gonna check to see who retires. I want to see if any Steelers retired as world champions, because that'd be a heck of a way to go out. So let's do the season recap, because I want to look at things. Yes, I was right. 7-time Super Bowl champions Steelers have won 7 Super Bowls. I think that might put them at about the same number as the Patriots, maybe tied with them for championships. MVP, of course, Mr. Levi Wallace with that clutch pick 6 to essentially ice the game. Because after that, that game was over with. Eagles had no chance to come back after Hurts threw that interception. Mahomes won the MVP. Nick Sirianni was still named Coach of the Year, but we beat him in the Super Bowl. The Offensive Player of the Year was Lamar Jackson of the Ravens. Despite the fact that they didn't make the playoffs, Lamar Jackson must have had a gaudy season with numbers. Defensive Player of the Year went to Max Crosby. Offensive Rookie of the Year was Bo Nix of the Buccaneers. Okay, so it looks like Bo Nix went to the Bucs. And Jared Verse, defensive end from the Cardinals, won Rookie of the Year. All right. That's the 2024 season, and that's the rebuild. So let's go ahead and take a look and see who retires in this offseason. For the first time, I'll probably take a look at the rest of the league, because I got a feeling that in 2024, this is probably the end of a career for a lot of really household name players. Maybe somebody like Aaron Rodgers, somebody like that. Let's check out the retirement list. Jones retired. Taysom Hill retires after 8 seasons. Wow, the Swiss Army knife wasn't picked up, and he just called it a career. Cameron Jordan retired. Hurst retired. Logan Thomas retired. Morgan Moses, Zeter. He's been an offensive lineman for a bunch of teams, mostly with Cleveland. I remember when he was with Cleveland for many years. Adam Thielen retired. So he actually played 1 additional season, because normally he retires after the 2023 season. Stephon Gilmore retired after playing with the Lions. So did Tyron Smith. Darius Slay retired. Lane Johnson retired after losing the Super Bowl. Ryan Jensen retired. Sam Martin, a punter, retires. Denzel Perryman retires. Morstead retires. Suckup, Smith, Jones. A bunch of free agents that were never picked up. Even though they're pretty decent, Mostert retired. Yeah, not a lot of big names here. Looks like we didn't have any retirements. Nobody from the Steelers, I guess, retired. Nope, we had no retirements this season. So everybody wants to run it back. Well, this is the end of the rebuild, so unfortunately, guys, we're not going to be running it back. Well, this was a short-lived rebuild, much, much, much shorter than what I endured in the 8 seasons that I went with the Seattle Seahawks. But this was very refreshing to lead the Steelers to a Super Bowl victory in only the 2nd year after getting 1 off season to rebuild them just a little bit, get a little bit better players, replace Cameron Hayward after he retired with Leonard Williams, and getting Sean Murphy-Bunting to add to an already elite group of players in the secondary, I think was pretty big. And ultimately, Kenny Pickett just took things to another level in his 2nd season under us. And yeah, Steelers are world champions, 7-time Super Bowl champions, restored the pride to the Steel City. Beautiful. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for the Pittsburgh Steelers rebuild. What's next? Okay, so what I'm thinking, guys, is that I got to be honest. I don't really think there's any other team in Madden that I could really be rebuilding because I can't even... let me try to see if I can name all the teams that I've rebuilt so far in this game. Let's see. Arizona Cardinals, Carolina Panthers, New York Jets, New England Patriots, Raiders, even though I never led them to a championship. I got to the Super Bowl and I lost. Seahawks, you guys know that was a dumpster fire. And I think that's it. I think those are the only teams that... the Bears. The Bears. I rebuilt the Bears too. At this point, I'm really running out of teams that I feel like are worth rebuilding in this game based on the 2023 start of the season, based on the rosters and everything like that. So I'm thinking that what my next project will be on Madden 24 is, and I actually did it off camera after I finished the last year of the Seahawks rebuild. I was able to find a updated roster with first and I believe second and third round picks from the 2024 draft that were put into the game. So what I'm thinking about is starting up a Cowboys franchise with updated rosters, have guys like Tyler Guyton in there, and Zeke back on the roster, rocking number 15 and all that. I already adjusted the numbers for that. So I'm probably going to start out with that. It's a really good updated roster with like even all the backup players that the Cowboys have, like even like Martavius Bryant and Buddy Johnson. So that's probably what I'm going to do next. And it also has updated rosters that are pretty accurate, I would assume, for a lot of other teams in the league, including their draft picks. So that's what I'm probably going to do. And that will be not really a rebuild. That'll be more of where I'm going to probably play through like the whole preseason. And I'm going to probably jump into a few more key regular season games. Really kind of honestly just through mostly simulation to see if, based on all the moves that the Cowboys did with letting everybody go, will Madden even consider them a playoff team based on the fact that they went all in, quote unquote. Yeah, I'm still bitter about it, guys. Like, seriously, I don't really think the Cowboys are going to be... I hate to say I agree with Skip Bayless, but I do. Because after this draft, I don't think Dallas is going to be a playoff team. If they are a playoff team, they barely make it at like a 9-8 record. And, I'm happy for the sake of my own that they brought back Zeke because I still have his number 21 jersey. Although Jerry Jones pulled a fast one on us and said, oh no, he's going to be rocking number 15, so we can't have you recycle those jerseys. Even though the first day of offseason workouts he's wearing a 21 jersey when he immediately comes back to Dallas. I'll still rock my 21 jersey because basically Zeke is a Cowboy once again. I'm personally happy about it because I like Zeke. He's one of my favorite players that the Cowboys have had in recent years. Obviously, I bought his jersey, and I don't buy that for just anybody. I bought Zeke's jersey because he was the reason the team went 13-3 in 2016. Not Dak. I'm just saying. Anyway, it's water under the bridge. That was like 8 years ago. I was first year out of college at that time, still trying to find a full-time job. But anyway, that's probably going to be the next project that I'm going to do. Thank y'all for tuning in, whoever tuned in to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers rebuild. If you're a Steelers fan, that was for you. Got another Super Bowl championship with Kenny Pickett of all quarterbacks. He's a Super Bowl champion now. He's going to have a big ring on his finger. So that'll do it. So thank y'all for tuning in. Probably not going to be doing any live streams tomorrow. Probably going to rest up until next week when I get back to another weekend. Although on Monday I'm going to be busy. I'm going to make a little trip out of town to visit my dad. So I may not live stream until later that night or maybe the next day. But we'll see. Because tomorrow I got to get some grocery shopping done. Got to do some cleaning around the apartment and get ready to go back to work on Wednesday. So thank you all for tuning in to this live stream, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.